guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video where I'm going to be unboxing something that I am really excited about. So in this box are two little millipedes. One of them is technically not little and they came from Venomous Visions. I placed my order last week and they turned up this morning. I'm so excited to open them. I've not put my makeup on this quick in a while because I really wanted to quickly film this and open up this box. So you might be wondering why I decided to get millipedes. This might be a bit of a random one to you, but you guys know I love my leaf insects. I'm just really into invertebrates. I find them so fascinating and I've been researching millipedes for a couple of months and I just decided now was the time to set up an enclosure and start with my first two millipedes. So in this box is two species of millipedes, and from my research and talking to other millipede owners, I have come to the conclusion that it is okay to cohabitate two different species of millipedes or multiple species of millipedes if I want to in the future. The only thing you have to bear in mind is that they do need to have the same requirements, so the same humidity range and the same temperature range, everything like that. And the two species I have in this box have that, so they are perfectly fine to go into the same enclosure together. So the first millipede that should be in here is a bumblebee millipede, and these are relatively common in the pet trade. It seems a lot of people tend to start out with this species and they are super cute. They are relatively small, but they have such a nice coloration, so I decided to get a bumblebee millipede. So the next species of millipede that should be in here is a giant African olive millipede, and these are on the bigger side. I did want a slightly bigger millipede. These get up to about 19 centimeters, so they are going to be pretty big compared to the bumblebee millipede. And I did just want a big millipede to put in the enclosure. It's not the biggest species of millipede out there, but it's definitely bigger than a lot of other species. So the reason I decided to get these two millipedes is because I liked how they looked and they did have the same requirements, but also these two are actually captive bred, and that was something that was really important to me when it came to sourcing my millipedes. So I spent a lot of time researching different species of millipedes and trying to decide which ones I wanted, and I would find a species that I was really interested in, only to find out that it was really hard to find them captive bred. And I know a lot of people probably don't mind too much when it comes to invertebrates compared to the reptile captive bred wild caught debate, but personally to me, ethically, I did want to make sure they were captive bred, and I found these two and I'm really happy with the two species I've got. So yeah, no shade to you if your millipedes are wild caught. I just wanted to make sure that mine were captive bred, and I'm going to stop talking now because I am so excited to open them up and I physically can't wait any longer. So I got some nail scissors because the last time I opened anything on camera, people were really concerned that I was using a knife and cutting towards me. So don't worry, this should be a lot safer this time, I hope. So I've watched a lot of other videos of people unboxing animals and stuff on camera, and it's always nerve-wracking because obviously you trust the person you're buying the animals from, but there's not always a guarantee that they are going to be alive when you get them, which is just a risk when it comes to ordering animals online. I'm not too sure whether I would order like a reptile or anything that's gonna have a harder time possibly in shipping. I know that a lot of people do that and it works out fine. Personally, I think I would just be too nervous for that because there is always the risk that they're not going to survive the journey. So I'm a little bit nervous when it comes to opening this up that they're not going to be alive, but fingers crossed it'll be fine. Are you ready? Another box. So I do want to say the packaging is really good. They are really well padded. We've also got a little heat pad, which is really good because the weather has been a little bit colder lately. Not too bad that it would prevent the shipping, but it has been a little bit on and off with the weather, so I really appreciate the heat pack. Okay, here we go. Oh my god, he's tiny. Hi. He's so small. I'm assuming it's a he. I haven't checked yet. But I'm going to lose him in that enclosure. I'm never going to see him again. He's so tiny. Okay, so this is the olive millipede. Hello. I don't know if that's your head or your butt. Hi. Are you good? The legs are so cool. I'll show you the coloration of the legs in a minute, but their legs are so cool. Hi. Okay, yeah, I was looking at the butt. The head is around this side. And he's having a little munch. So yeah, here are my two new millipedes. I'll open them up in a second to give you guys a closer look, but they both look pretty good. Thank you to Tony at Venomous Visions. I'm really excited to start my millipede journey. Okay, let's open this up and see if we can try to find them because they have disappeared into the leaves and the moss. Anybody in there? Okay, after some digging, I found the bumblebee. Okay, there we go. So tiny. They do get a little bit bigger than this, but they're not going to be the biggest species of millipede, but Right now they are so tiny and cute. So you can kind of see that yellowy black coloration, and they have really cool coloured legs. I'm not sure if you can see, hang on. So this one's name is Solero. I decided to go with UK ice cream names, and I thought a Solero ice cream was a really good fit due to the colour, so this is Solero. So this one's a big boy because he gets tape on his, so you know it's serious when there's tape on the packaging. Wow, hi friend. How are we doing? Where's your head? Hello? Okay. Do you want to come out? I feel like you probably want to come out. Okay, there we go. I don't know if you guys can see the legs, but the legs have such a cool, like, stripy pattern on them. It's so cool. The sensation of the legs feels so different compared to the smaller millipede. I've held a giant African black millipede before, much bigger than this, but it's been a while, so I forgot what the sensation feels like. It's very, very tickly. Whoa! What are you doing? Like falling backwards in slow motion. Oh my gosh. It's like something out of Men in Black. Whoa. Where are you going? What is going on? Whee! So this one's name is Magnum. Again, we're going with the UK ice cream theme, and I thought the big chocolate ice creams would suit this kind of brownie coloured millipede really well, so this is Magnum. Okay, so here is that enclosure. Obviously it's the first time I'm setting up an enclosure for millipedes, so if you have any tips or anything constructive you think I should add or change, do let me know down in the comments. Just please be kind about it. I'm open to changing things or improving things. Just be nice, but yeah, leave those down in the comments if you want to. So the most important thing when it comes to millipedes, the most important thing in the enclosure is the soil itself. You need to make sure the soil has all the components because they use that as their main source of food. So I did a lot of research on what to put into the soil, and I followed a couple of guides. I'm not going to go into it in this video, but it does have a whole bunch of components that's really important for them. It's got a calcium source, it's also got decaying wood, decaying leaves, soil, everything like that is packed into the soil at the bottom, and I've put as much of it as I can into the Exoterra. It does go up a little bit at the back, but in terms of the front, this is as much as I could put into it. So yeah, the first thing is the soil. It's kind of hard to show you because the glass is so reflective. We do also have a colony of springtails in the soil. They've been in there for about a week, and I'll try to show you them, but it is so hard because the glass is so reflective. We do have springtails in there as a cleanup crew. Okay, so this is what the inside of the enclosure looks like, and I'm really happy with it. I like how it turned out. Do let me know if you think there's anything I should add or take out, but right now I am really happy with how it looks. It's my first time really setting up any kind of enclosure that's not obviously mammals or a leopard gecko, so I did have a lot of fun setting this up. So on the surface, obviously we have a lot more of the old leaves and also the white decaying wood. There's a lot of that on the surface. I got really carried away collecting it in the wood, so there's a lot of that on the surface as well as mixed in with the soil as well. So although they will go into the soil and make tunnels, I did also want to make sure they had plenty of places to hide on the surface. So I had this cork clog. I've had this for a while and not really had a use for it, so I decided to put it into their enclosure, and then on top is just a bit of moss I collected from my local woods. So up above that in the back corner is a hygrometer, and I do kind of regret sticking it in the back corner because anytime I want to check the humidity I have to stand on a chair to do it, but that's fine. That's there just to make sure I know what the humidity is in the tank so I can keep on top of that. Also in this back corner we have a heartleaf philodendron. I'm not too good with plants, so I'm not too sure how long this is going to last. Fingers crossed it does last okay, and it does do okay with the millipedes. If I see any issues I will take this out, or if anyone recommends me to take it out I will, but I just thought I'd add a little bit of greenery into the enclosure because most of it is mostly brown. I did want to try a live plant in here, but if it doesn't go well I will just take that out. So yeah, that is pretty much it. We do also have pieces of moss all over the place, and I have also provided them with a water bowl. They will get most of their moisture from the substrate and from me spraying the enclosure, but I did also want to give them a bowl just in case they fancied a drink. I will also provide them with a food bowl if I am feeding them fresh foods like fruits and vegetables, things like that, but I just haven't put that in at the moment. But that is the basic gist of the enclosure. So yeah, let me know what you think. I really like the way this looks, and even if there wasn't any millipedes living in here, if it was just empty, I've really enjoyed just having something nice to look at. This has been set up for about a week, I think, and I've just been coming in here and really enjoying looking at it. So even if the millipedes never ended up living in here, some of you may think it's a bit overboard just for millipedes, but I think it looks really nice and I'm really happy with how it turned out. So we have of course attached the heat mat and the thermostat to the enclosure as well. The bumblebee millipedes prefer somewhere about 26 degrees Celsius, and the olive millipede prefers a range of about 22 to 27 degrees Celsius. So we've gone with 26 because that's a good temperature for both of them. You can't quite see, but the heat mat is attached to the side over on that side. I've obviously not attached it to the base of the Exoterra because that can cause issues with the millipedes when they molt. Attaching it to the bottom is not a good idea, so it is attached over on that side. Off he goes. I probably won't see him again for another 6 months, if at all. He's having a snack. I collected that just for you. I can't think of anything I'd rather eat right now more than a dry, crusty leaf. So yeah, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed meeting the 2 new members of the family. I know millipedes and invertebrates aren't for everyone, and that's okay, but I want you guys to remember that we're all here because we love unconventional pets like rats and mice. So if you guys can give millipedes a chance to, I think that would be really cool. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you're excited to see the millipedes in future videos. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!